What is the maximum angle at which a projectile can be thrown, such that the distance from the launch point? So if this is the launch point, then this black arrow is the distance from the launch point. We want that distance to keep increasing with time. So if you look at launches that are at a small angle, these are small angle launches, then the distance from the origin just keeps increasing as the object moves. If you look at a much steeper angle, then initially the distance from the launch point seems to be increasing. It'll reach a maximum somewhere and then it'll start to decrease. So somewhere between the smaller angles of launch and the steeper angles, there must be an angle somewhere out here such that for all angles that are less than this critical angle, then the distance from the origin should keep increasing. So that's the point of the problem. To understand the method of solution, let's start with the simpler one-dimensional case. Say you started from some point and you have reached up till here. And this is your displacement vector, position vector at this particular time, that is the origin. Out here, you have three possibilities for motion. You could either go forward, or you could go backward, or you could stay out there. So among the three possibilities, only if you were to go forward will the distance from the origin increase. If you stay there, well, then this remains unchanged. So how do we say that mathematically? If you look at the angle the velocity is going to make with the position vector, that's the direction of the velocity vector. The angle between them in this case is going to be 0 because both are in the same direction. However, if you were to move back, then look at the angle between them. The position vector is in the forward direction, velocity is in the backward direction. The angle between them would become pi. And therefore, we can mathematically say that if you were to increase the distance, then the angle theta between velocity vector and the position vector, that must be equal to 0. Or it could also be pi, but in that case, you know that it is going to decrease the distance. Now let's take this understanding to two dimensions. If you go to two dimensions, say you started again and you reached somewhere out here. That's your current position. Now, unlike the previous case where you had only three options, now you have got infinite number of options because there's a complete 360-degree angle out and you could move in any direction. So to understand this scenario better, let's look at the case which you're quite familiar with, circular motion, where the distance from the starting point never changes. So if you were to look at a circle, so it's a circular motion of an object, then that's the center of the circle. And let's say the object is right now here and its position vector is given by this. Now, if you don't want this distance from this point to change, the velocity out here has to be tangent. So it could be downwards or it could be up. And this angle is going to be 90 degrees. And in this scenario, this distance never changes. So we are going to take that over to this problem. The critical case out here is to draw a 90-degree line out here. So the velocity is anywhere along this direction out here, this being 90 degrees. In the next instant or in the next delta t, the distance from the origin is not going to change. To move anywhere to the right of this in all these directions, then the distance would increase. So how do we say this mathematically? Again, we have to use the velocity vector and the position vector. So let's say this is the direction of the position vector. We shall write it as a unit vector. We are interested in the angle between them. The angle here obviously has to be acute. So how do we write it out in vectors? The cos theta is given by the dot product of the velocity vector and the position vector divided by the mod of both of them. Now, in the first quadrant, cos theta is going to be greater than 0. At pi by 2, it is going to be equal to 0. We can also see that this looks like the unit vector along v and r. Because the denominator of this is always going to be positive, we are going to use only v dot r in our calculations further and demand that it should be greater than or equal to 0. Let us now apply the idea of r dot v to this path of the projectile. So let's say the object is right now here. So that is its position vector. Its velocity has to be tangential to the curve. That's the velocity vector. Now we need r dot v. Let's write it in terms of component. What is the component of the r vector? It's got an x component out here. and a y component out here. And similarly, the velocity is also going to have two components. That is the x component of the velocity. Let's call it vx. And this is the y component. The point to note out here is that the velocity here in the y direction is downwards and therefore negative. If we were to write the r position now, that is just going to be x along I plus y along j. Similarly, the velocity vector is going to be its x component along I plus its y component along j. So the dot product r dot v is just going to look like, we need this to be greater than or equal to 0. Now there's another way of looking at the same solution. The position of the particle is somewhere out here, then the velocity will be tangential to the curve, will be in some other direction there. Clearly you can see that this angle is greater than pi by 2, or the angle between the two vectors. Remember, the angle between is that you have to stretch this, take it on to the forward direction, and this is the angle between the two vectors. Clearly this angle, if we were to call it some beta, that is acute. So it's going to be acute traveling down, but at some point, let's say this particular case we were already written out here, that velocity vector comes to the critical case of 90 degrees. Then we can look at some trigonometric relations between the position triangle and the velocity triangle. So if we call this angle theta, this being 90, that is 90 minus theta, therefore we have one more theta out. In the position triangle, tan of this angle is going to be the y position divided by the x position. There's a similar relationship in this triangle where tan theta is going to be Vx divided by Vy, but Vy being in the downward direction, remember, it's going to have a negative sign, and we want theta is acute angle out here, and therefore it has to be positive. So if you rearrange this and write it out, it's going to look like Vx, x Vx plus y Vy is equal to 0. Now that looks very much like the 90-degree case, which we already have out here. The equality sign here is for the 90-degree case. Both of them match very well. Take this equation, what you got out here, and going to write it out. If you say the initial launch velocity is some u and makes an angle alpha with the horizontal, then we can write this out. What is the x position? That is just the velocity along the x direction, which is u cos alpha into time t. Similarly, the y component is going to be u sin alpha into t minus half t square, and the velocity is just going to be u sin alpha minus g. We need this whole thing to be greater than or equal to 0. If you were to rearrange this and write it out, we're going to get a quadratic equation in time, and that's going to look like this is for all t, and therefore we just need the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac should be less than or equal to 0. The b has a sine alpha, so you'll get a sine square alpha, and you will end up with an equation that looks like sine square alpha is less than or equal to 8 over 9, or sine alpha is less than or equal to under root 8 over 9, which approximately gives an alpha angle. If you look it up, it's 70.5 degrees. Therefore, for all angles of launch which are less than 70.5 degrees, the distance from the launch point is going to continuously increase. You can also see an animation of this problem on Desmos, the link for which is given on the website. It has the path of the projectile here in red. The distance from the origin is this green line, and this purple line on top out here, that gives you the distance from the launch point as a function of the x position. So as the x position changes, how is it going to change? You can see for this particular launch angle, you see the maximum is going to come out here, and then it decreases to a point and starts to increase. You can change the time of this problem, and as you animate it, you start from the origin and you go forward, and you can see the distance from the origin is going to increase, and somewhere out here for this launch angle it comes to a maximum. After that starts to decrease. You can also change the launch angle and also the velocity of launch. You can see that 70.5 is the critical angle out here. If you were to decrease the angle, then you can see that the distance from the origin keeps increasing. Hope you have fun with this.